Welcome back to our final episode. This is it. Part 6, Blood and Bone. We've been waiting for this episode, to be honest.
It's a happy day.
We've been waiting this from Game 1 preview. We've been waiting for this kind of episode to come around. We've got Part 6, Game 3 review, and a Queensland win.
Queenslander.
Brought to you by V1
Queensland.
Health, where every voice counts.
Every voice counts.
Thank the Lord. We're sitting here winners.
It's a happy day.
I've never, ever, I did say that they could do it, but I've never been so, I didn't think that they would, but I did say they could. I've never been so happy to be proven wrong. It's a good day in Queensland.
It's a great day in Queensland.
Sigh of
Oh,
relief.
happy day.
Oh, happy day.
Oh, happy day.
Oh, happy day.
When Queensland wash.
When Queensland wash.
When Queensland wash.
When Queensland wash.
When my Queensland wash.
When Queensland washed.
Wash the blues away from a whitewash.
Oh,
All right.
happy day.
Fucking hell.
Where were you, Tasman?
Yeah.
I'm here.
Grumpy.
Well, he's clap.
I've got a headache.
Show some energy. Jesus. All right, so let's start it off. Obviously, we'll get to New South Wales, Liv KERNICK, obviously, series win. It is a bit, one thing I'll say.
It's a bittersweet.
It's bittersweet.
really
Obviously, it happened
bittersweet.
to you guys in 2023 when it was a 2-game series. You won the first one, lost the second, but won on points differential.
Yeah.
And then it's just like, lost the game. As you said, there's no such thing as a dead rubber. Every Origin game counts. But it's like a bit of a...
It's weird because it also felt like we won the series with the performance that the girls put on, but we definitely lost the series. But it just felt like that type of win because we were staring down the barrel of a whitewash. So I think when you look at it that way, and then you look at New South Wales, obviously not necessarily like losing it to Queensland because of anything other than their own performance.
Yeah.
It would have been a lot harder for them in the sense that they could have had a whitewash, and also they should have probably won that game.
The elation I felt winning that, I said it was on par with when you won last year.
Yeah.
Like the thought of a whitewash and being the first whitewash, gives me the creeps.
Well, I think Jess summed it up pretty quick, like clearly.
Yeah.
Queensland don't whitewash.
Literally.
Yeah.
And
Literally. It's been 25 years since the last time Blues did a whitewash, and it's going to be 26, hopefully, for the boys. Or more.
don't do a
25.
whitewash or do.
No, I'm saying like it's not going to be this year.
Oh, yeah.
No whitewashes this year. But yeah, I think what I was actually getting at. Oh no, we've waffled. It's only the entry.
We're stuck because
What
we're
I was
winning.
getting
You
at
guys-
was
We're winners
because we're so
today.
happy.
We're winners today.
Oh, I shouldn't have wore this jumper. I'm going to need to have to
I don't
do
even
an
know what
outfit
thoughts to
change.
say.
No, but I was saying like, what are your thoughts on when you win the series, lift the shield up there?
What are our thoughts?
Like, you know, they won it in 2. Do you think, because this has been a talking point, like when you win it,
you get it
you
on
hold
the day.
the series, the
You hold the shield.
Siri.
You hold the shield.
you hold the shield up and you get your pom-poms that game.
Yeah, I
because
agree.
it's like you win it, you get to feel the elation, and then obviously when the last game comes, you do it, you still name Nelly Doherty player of the series there, and then, you know, you can do another one
I
if
agree.
you want, but you actually get your main one when you win it, because it's like when this happens, which is a
Well,
lot.
then it's like
it
you're
actually- not a
celebrating.
lot, but-
You're celebrating the same time as someone else wins. It's like, for example, they won the
True.
first 2 games, but then they've gone and they've played Queensland. But what if they did get the whitewash? I
Yeah,
think it's
that's
kind of
also-
hard
yeah.
true.
to say. But I would like the trophy should have come out anyway, and they should.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You
they
still
should've-
get both opportunities, but you also get a moment when you win it.
Yeah.
Nah, I like waiting till the 3rd game.
Well, because you've won it, you haven't had it the opposite
Yeah.
way around.
We have
Yeah,
never
but
had
it's
it that
like
way.
if you won it in 2.
So if we won it in 2, it could have been different.
And then you're like, yeah, but then you lose.
I would have
it.
liked to celebrate like that. This is personal.
Yeah.
I would like to celebrate. If we won it in 2
When you get it.
right there and then.
Yeah, right.
True. Well,
And then
that
get
is
it-
the first
Because
time
I
it's
guess you
happened.
go out.
Yeah.
You
The
go
first
out
time it's
after,
happened, yeah.
and you.
It's a talking point for the boys. Yeah, it's a talking point for the that they've said as well. Like, is it something that you do? So, I don't know.
But it's
I was just
obviously
asking your
very
personal
rare.
preference.
It's very rare to win it in 2.
Yeah. True. All right, so let's get to it. So Queensland changes. The big one, obviously, Skip went to lock. Didn't end up actually starting, which I love. We'll get to that one. But the first one is the 6 and 7 pairing, Loz and Taz, the connect there. I think the two main points would be the way that they both played off each other and both played both sides of the field. They were just swinging and just working around the field together. And the second one, which is the obvious big change, is Lozzy's kicking game. So start us off.
Yeah, I love it. I loved it for this game. I think that's exactly what we spoke about last podcast, is that the maybe the pressure that we needed to put on New South Wales, and we never got to do that in the previous games. And I think Lozzy's kicking game single-handedly had a massive effect on how we were putting pressure on New South Wales, keeping them down there. And I think there was a lot of times where we probably missed opportunities off the back of Lozzy's kicks where New South Wales dropped it. Had we got on the back of that, it could have been a different score in the end. But I think overall, Lozzy and Taryn's connection definitely played a massive part of why we won last night.
Yeah. What are your thoughts about it, Shan? The way that they linked up. Obviously, we're talking about their attack and how it looked. It was always going to be clunky. I'll give you that. It wasn't perfect. Their shapes were still a little bit off timing wise, but that's a full new spine too. It's Dest, it's them. That's not just on them, and it's also Skinny. So, but for the main part, they were doubling up really well.
Yeah, I just think they exposed the threat for the whole game and for both sides to be open as well as the middle, and then just keeping New South Wales defence line accountable.
Yeah.
I feel like they always knew they was either going to go to Taryn and always favoured the left side. But as you can tell from the first try from the Queensland, they thought it was going to go out to either Loz or Taz. But it went to a front rower and she went over the line.
Yep.
So I think just they weren't expecting that. Yeah. They weren't expecting that.
Well, we were threatening all the way across the park, so it makes it a lot better when you have two halves that, can complement each
runners. Other. Yep, fair. So moving on to the debutants. Your teammate, Skinny, first. How do you think she went? I think, again, going back on, like, the clunkiness, like, obviously they were good, but they still were clunky in the spine. We spoke about it. Skinny, Ices, at the back of shape, where I don't think that she got any good ball out the back of shape. I think she got thrown, like, 50-50 hospital balls, and she caught them, and she wrapped it up. Did she get ragged? Yes, she's skinny, but she held on to it and done her job at the back, right?
Yeah, what I love
try saver on
what I love
big
about
ones, try
Skin,
saver on Kezi Apps.
Yeah. That would be my biggest
really,
talking point.
Really good for her to do on
Most
debut.
can't do that.
No.
Kezi's so awkward to...
And I think I've said it in the previous podcast, like with her being debuting this game, is one thing I've always loved about Skin is she knows how to hold her own, even though she is skinny. And so obviously in moments like that, you kind of, when you played alongside her, it's not a shock at all. Yeah. And so I don't think she did anything bad. I think she just played her role really well. She kind of just slotted in there like she belonged there. And I feel like when you're trying to fill the shoes of Tamika Upton, it can become a real pressure game. And I think she just went in there, played her role, played it really well, and did the best that she could. So
yeah, it was a grinding game, and her game realistically isn't tough carries and rolling the sleeves up. It is icing and all the fancy stuff. So she done what she could, I thought, in that type of
overall,
framework.
she very rarely drops the ball. And that's even probably a stat that we could probably get up, but. She very
don't, because I remember the last time you said this, and then the next Broncos game she dropped two balls. We were talking about it.
But she very rarely drops the ball. She's really safe, and I think if you can see in that game, like she's not there to do massive runs or do anything special. She's kind of there just to catch the ball, get it to Robbo, and fill in where she can. Yeah. So I think she did a really good job. She should be proud of her performance.
Yeah. HANNAWAY is the next one. She obviously is a half, or we've seen her play half. She's probably played 12 games, more maybe 15 games of rugby league, and she's debuted in the game 3 of a possible whitewash. That's like a pressure debut for her.
Yep.
Like Skinny obviously debuting too, but played a fair bit of rugby league now. Where HANNAWAY is really fresh. She's obviously been in the Aussie 7 system. How did you see her at 14, Shan?
Yeah, I think she did well. She held herself defensively, and I think going in the middle in a game 3 Origin game, she had her own pretty well. So big raps for HANNAWAY for her debut.
Yeah. Do you think that's the way moving forward? Because obviously Jada was dropped for HANNAWAY. Jada is a standard 9 and probably only a hooker. I mean, could play a bit of lock if it came to it. But
she's a hooker. She's an out-and-out hooker.
Yeah. Where HANNAWAY is obviously not a hooker but can play in that role we've seen. You said, Taz, obviously our cleaner service is there. She offers a run threat, bit like a bit of an Emma Veron in there. But she also, then it brings versatility to push her to half or, possibly even like a wing or something like that if it came down to it. Like, is that the way you think moving forward to add a bit of versatility?
Yeah, I think she's obviously someone that can fill a lot of positions. And we've seen last night that she's good with the ball in hand. And I think for someone to debut in such a game, obviously looking down the barrel of a whitewash, but for her to be able to come out there, and I think there was a lot of part of that game where she came on and she was trying to create things for her short side, and she did take it on, and unfortunately one time Savannah got taken out, but at the same time I think I back that. Like, I back someone that's
obviously got
willing
courage.
to try, new things and risk opportunity. So no, I like it. I like that she's very versatile in positions, and I like that she was really confident in her abilities. So big raps to her.
Congratulations, ladies. On debut, getting a win. Great work. Queensland forwards was the other change. So the sort of reshuffle, I mean, Jess and Mackenzie stayed the same starting as game 2. And then we seen our skip was named at 13, but they obviously chose, no, let's go Doozy to start us off, kick us off, give us 10, and then we'll bring the skip on. That was, I think, executed to a T. It was the first time. I think you look at that compared to game 1, you had 2 little midgies in Dest and Keely on. It just shows the difference. You do need bigger bodies to start.
Yeah.
It was so effective. I think they also aimed up. All 3 of them, the starting, carried all their forwards. The rest of the forwards didn't statistically go that well, but obviously they jumped on the back effort-wise of those 3. Those 3 all up over 100, all put in max effort. They all really took it on and knew that it was theirs or it wasn't Queensland's at all.
Yeah, they definitely laid the platform for our team, and I think we spoke about this. We spoke about this a lot throughout the series. Is I think for the last 2 games, our forward pack looked lost. They didn't have.
Like they were waiting for someone to do something rather than being like, no, it's me.
Well, they didn't have that connection that they definitely had in this game, and I think when you put Doozy on the to start and give her a role and responsibility to lead our forward pack, she's definitely someone that does that off the field. So to be able to implement that on the field, I think spoke volumes about where we were. Our forwards laid the platform, and we always speak about before the game when we're in our huddles is if we lay the platform, the backs can do the pretty stuff. And I think it was definitely a forwards game last night, and I'm super proud of the forwards for what they did for our state.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts, Shan? Obviously, you would be in the mix there. Your buddy there, Jess, player of the match. I was saying, like, I turned to Dad and Matt at halftime. I was like, Jess is literally having the game of her life. I've never seen her play like this before, and she just continued on. She got better as the game went on. Her efforts on efforts, she's always been super fit, but I feel like sometimes it doesn't necessarily transfer or, just maybe lapses in concentration in other games. There was none. There was no lapses in concentrations, no errors. It was just continual. It was carries. It was tackles, just, filling in. It was, outstanding. I'm sure you'd be really proud as a Queensland teammate and also a club teammate. She's always been your 1-2 for a long while, really, now.
I'm very proud of Jess, and I think I'm proud of all the forwards, actually. Having Doos there, I think it brought a lot of calmness and I think just going forward, that's the main thing that we needed to do as middles, and they did it. And I think shout out to Mackenzie Wheeler because she stepped up too and she did all the gritty work and
I stop.
Mackenzie Wheeler, Wheeler, well
Wheels.
Nickname Wheels.
Hot Wheels.
Anyway,
finish.
Shout out to Mackenzie. Shout out to Mackenzie for stepping up.
Brain again. Yeah.
Well, leave me alone.
Yeah.
For stepping up because she took a lot of tough carries, and then dudes could play out the back of that. And Jess is known for a 1-2 punch. If someone leads her, she complements their work. And although Jess doesn't get seen for the hard work, I think she does the little 1%ers that people can't see, as well as what Mimes does in the New South Wales team. And that's why I think the forwards were way better this time because they shared the workload and they complemented each other and they were just I
They
don't
were
know,
actually
working
a
well.
pack,
Yeah.
They were,
Yeah.
a
They were
pack.
a pack.
It was together. And do you think that difference, obviously Doozy started, but like, do you think having Skip in the middle also brings that together, like defensive connection wise? Because I thought the defense was, it just looked completely different to what it was. I mean, on the back of everyone's own motivation that they don't want to go down as being the first whitewash.
Yeah, I loved having, like, obviously you have Doos in there and she would have controlled that middle part of the field and it would have created confidence and instilled confidence in the forwards that were around her.
Yeah.
And so then to inject Skip into that, I think it just obviously enhanced that as well. Maybe not so much in defence, but definitely in attack. I think she obviously controlled that middle part of the field and we lacked that in the last few games. And not to say it was anyone else's fault, but I think the confidence that those two players instilled in the middle of our field like relieved a lot of pressure for Taryn and Loz. And so he just gave them an opportunity, everyone an opportunity to just do their role and do it well.
Yeah. New South Wales, let's get to that. First of all, player of the series, Liv KERNICK. Obviously had a great time. I still think my player of the series was Jessie Southwell. I think if they actually won, because they were always going to control Liv, I think if they actually won, that Jessie would have had a better shot at it, because I don't think the forwards would not have let Liv run the way that she did in the first game.
It was a hard one to pick throughout those first two games, because you got Izzy winning the first one and then you got Liv KERNICK.
Yeah.
Obviously that's why I said Liv KERNICK, but after that game 3, I do believe that Jessie Southwell should have been player of the series. I just think consistently she has offered something in all games.
Yeah.
I think she had a massive role in where New South Wales ended up this game too, as well. Obviously, the last 2 games she's been instrumental in everything that she's done. And so for me, I was like, oh, she's out and out going to get it. Just because of her performance last night. Obviously, they didn't win, but I think individually she had a really good performance. She had a really good series. Yeah. But at the same time, obviously, we don't select that. But
I think she's
been crazy.
100%. I was like, she's crazy. She's been crazy. She's had a hand in everything. So, congratulations.
But I also think this is only the start of her.
Yeah.
Like, she is so young. She's so young.
I was like looking, I was like, man, that must be nice. Really, that must be nice. I was like, that short ball to Kez, like just on the go, like pressure on. Dee's right on her. It's short ball.
It's going to be her and Taryn battling it out for years. Like, that's what I see moving forward. Like, they're the two that are going to be ones to watch.
She's way younger than Taz, so like she'll probably end up taking over, like not over Taz, but like she'll end up
on to the next one. Who's
she's
next?
the next in line kind of thing.
Yeah.
So,
no, she's amazing.
Nah, she's crazy.
Yeah, but no, hats off to Liv KERNICK. As we said, one of the strongest individual Origin performances, if not the best game 2 that we've seen an individual play Origin. So that's clearly what stamped her mark, and by no means are we saying that she shouldn't have got it, but yeah, we also just props to
There was
both.
too many good players from the team
100%.
to say that she didn't. Not that she didn't deserve it. I think she definitely deserved it.
Yeah.
She's an out and out great player. She won
Dally
M of the year for a reason.
Oi, Dally M, Premiership.
Why not
Jillaroo's
something else?
Test,
Why not something else?
Win. Nelly Doherty, just top
Add it to
up.
the cupboard.
She just keeps going.
What's next? Golden Boot?
Seriously. Who got RLPA Player of the Year?
Probably her as well. I don't know what she hasn't got, but I think she's coming for it all.
If there's anything left, it's happening this year. Now, like, what was different for New South Wales? Like, they just looked, at times they looked like they were getting bored of it, and I feel like a key moment to that was when Liv actually throws a long ball to no one over the wing. Like, and what are you doing? That just actually shows where they're at, because it was just not quite clicking. And then you see the long ball idea. Yeah, I get what the idea was, but still, like, why are you doing that?
And another moment of like Keely passing it to Izzy on the left side. You see that?
When Izzy dropped the ball.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And Izzy
just a bit
but I agree with what you said. Like, Liv just throwing that ball to nobody.
It showed they weren't together.
And I just think at that key point in the game as well, they had back-to-back sets, and then I think it was their third, and she threw the ball. So, and I think they were.
It was like
down.
Yeah,
they were down at that point. So in moments like that, obviously you want to take control of your team. You want to be and they were 20 out.
No, it was on the line.
10
like
out. 10 out.
Like they were attacking.
So like there was opportunity there, and when you don't take the opportunity, obviously it gets taken from you. So I think,
that moment
like
for
you're
me,
really
I was
right in
like,
what you
oh,
say
wow,
there.
they're going head for head. And then when they did that, I was like, nah, I think like that was it where I was like, I think Queensland got it. Like, I really think
The
Queensland
attitude
got
switch. It was an attitude switch.
It was
Yeah.
a pick and drive moment. Like that was it. That was like a pivotal moment, I feel like, where that just displayed where New South Wales attack was at. I don't know whether they got bored of it, what it was, but like, and you say it's the same reason why you think Queensland, when it rains, when it gets into a dogfight, like Queensland do it better.
I think like Queensland just came out and had better attitude and they actually put pressure on New South Wales. And then as soon as they felt a little bit of pressure, then they start like
To be fair,
playing individual.
Yeah. And you talk about pressure. Queensland dropped more balls. Queensland conceded more penalties. New South Wales ran more run meters. New South Wales actually should have had more pressure on Queensland and did have more opportunity than Queensland. It was 50-50 possession, but like the moments of drop balls, how many drop balls on the line? 4.
Yeah.
Romy, Robbo. Like in good ball. A New South Wales in game 1 and 2 iced that.
Well, I think those are controllables, right? Like we can only control what we can control.
Yeah.
And I think we were lucky enough that obviously drop balls are controllable. It's something that we like, and they were out and out drop balls. Like there was no pressure on them.
Yeah.
They were out and out drop
Unforced
balls.
errors.
So it was something that we could control.
Yeah.
And we take that out of our game, and the game was a different result in the end. And I think we haven't put pressure on New South Wales this whole series. We've kind of shown them this and that, but we haven't created pressure and had a seesaw arm wrestle.
No.
Or a
patches,
fight.
but not for a whole
patches,
game.
not for a whole game. And I
Yeah.
think that was the difference.
Not in a second half.
Nah.
We spoke about that.
Yeah,
Not
they
in
came out in the second half
All
better
I was
too.
thinking,
They were just
went
ready.
up. They
Yeah.
went up. They knew it was all or nothing.
But
I loved it too. I was getting a bit nervous when they came out at halftime. I was like,
when
come
Doogie
on.
scored, I was
Because it was a nail,
wow,
it
cut
was a
went
nail-biting
sideways.
game. It was just, I agree.
all I thought was if we get to halftime and it's neck and neck and we come out like all guns blazing,
You could see,
we're on here.
No,
but
okay,
I
not
was-
gonna
it was-
lie,
I
when
was
Jess
really-
got pushed back first run, I was like, don't.
Nah,
Sorry,
that,
it
I
was-
was
Yeah,
that,
nah.
It was more like, are we going to create an error off the kickoff?
Yeah.
Are we?
Yeah, the
or is it gonna-
kickoff.
Are we
Oh
gonna?
my
What are we going to
gosh.
do? We always ended up giving away a penalty,
Yeah.
or we dropped the ball in a crucial part of the game, which is for me off
Yeah.
the kickoff is where you lay your platform every time.
And penalties in our game is like known for like
But
a
I
tries
feel, I
coming.
feel like our discipline was our discipline as a team was far better than what it has been.
Lastly, just moving back to New South Wales. Now we spoke about it in preview 1 about like Tiana playing in the halves. Obviously, the first 2 games she didn't do anything. Second game we see her move into centre for when Surges comes off injured. Kelleher goes to half. The first 2 games they didn't need it because everyone else was assuming that she could just slot in and just run. This game, I feel like they needed another option because Jessie has stood up for the first 2 games. Liv KERNICK has stepped up for the 2 games. And then who have they got on the other side? They've got a Tiana who's not a natural half. She's a runner. Like, is that something that changes the result? I don't know, but I definitely think that, I mean, Kelleher scores a try in the middle anyways, but I definitely think having, whether it's Dib or Kelleher, having a genuine half there just does give New South Wales more of an opportunity to when something, isn't going right with Liv. Like, obviously, they nullified Liv. Jessie still did all she could do, but it just gives someone on that other side to also take control and genuinely ball play rather than just run.
Yeah, I do believe if they have like Kelleher or Kira Dib there, they open up both sides.
Yeah.
And they open up a threat and expose Queensland defence. But if there's anyone that can be versatile, it's New South Wales. They're players, and I think Tiana can still do that role. And I think when you win the first 2 games, there's not much. Why would
You're
you
not
change
gonna
it?
change it, yeah.
And then in that sense, it's like I don't think Strangey would like go and change someone out of that position because there's a bit of pressure.
No. I'm not saying that all, but we obviously spoke
but
about it.
I do agree that having a half there that's positional for kicking and ball playing would be like more of a threat.
Yeah.
Would definitely be more of a threat. That's what I believe. But she can play that position. I mean,
you're obviously second rower, Taz. When you know you've just got a runner, or when you know you've got someone who can, take an inside shoulder, create space for the people outside her, as well as run, like.
Yeah, I think it would be ideal to have her back at centre, but at the same time, I think Strangey had them train and train their way into the team, and
100%.
and that's what worked for them, and I think it's worked for them for the last
they won the
2
series,
games,
so.
and they won the series. So for me, it's not.
It worked.
Yeah, it's not a it's not a if or when she's going to go back to centre. I think it's more of a it worked for this series, and we'll go back to the drawing board next series. Yeah, it was probably a bit clunky, and it takes a lot more pressure off Southwell if there's another half in the mix. But at the same time, I think.
There was a lot of people. No, I didn't think she did she had a bad game. I'm just saying, like, if other people are missing their assignments, you spoke about it, key people in key roles, which is exactly what Queensland did, made a change. Like, not that New South Wales.
Well, I think it takes away the running game from Yazzie, and having Tiana there, and
if you have probably had,
and
if
you have Kelleher there, I think it just Yazzie can do a lot more, and I think obviously, like you said, like it kind of just takes away from our other positions, but at the same time, it worked in the first 2 games, and this is probably the quietest I've ever seen Yazzie, and I think it's because she doesn't have a genuine half. She doesn't have a genuine half there, and that would be frustrating for her as well. So I agree with what you're saying. I would like to see Tiana go back to the centres. Would it have changed the result in this game? Maybe, but we didn't score our tries on the edges. On the edges, we scored in the middle.
It's 100%. I don't think when I think of things are swimming, obviously Tiana can definitely play that role, but I don't think when New South Wales need their halves to step up, it's really hard to ask someone who's not genuinely a half to kick you out of space or to start creating space for people around you.
No, I agree.
Tactically.
I agree with that, but I just think
we'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens
after Strangey goes and wins another premiership. Probably, who knows?
Yeah.
Why not?
Who knows what he's cooking up? Honestly, he's that good.
All right, let's talk about moments of the game. Like, I was watching it on Channel 9, and I think Gus Guild said it best. Like, moments just happen in game 3s. They just happen. There's something about game 3s of Origin, and we've got a few to talk about. So the first one, nice and early. And you said it, Taz, like this really did set the scene of where Queensland was at mentality-wise. I mean, the GOAT is always goating, but the Robbo try-saver on CHAPPO. CHAPPO is no easy feat, and we've seen them go up against it plenty. CHAPPO with that big arm, and Robbo just wraps her up every time. But the first one, that's clutch.
Yeah, I think that solidified where we were, what we wanted to do in this game 3. And she laid the platform, she set the tone, and it wasn't just one time that she did that. She backed it up a second time, and I think the rivalry between her and CHAPPO in this game definitely was definitely on display. But I think those two key moments was something we lacked in this series, and so to be able to see her do that on this stage just showed exactly where Queensland were at and what we wanted to do in this last game.
Yeah, 100%. Robbo doing Robbo things.
Yeah, CHAPPO was looking for it too. And I was like, go Robbo.
CHAPPO was.
CHAPPO was. I was like, wow.
Push and shove, you could see CHAPPO trying to go after every time. Robbo hitting stick.
Yeah.
Well, you could see them mouthing at each other.
Velcro.
I don't know why Robbo never goes low, but obviously I'm not saying her tackles don't work, but she always raps.
I actually asked her this question.
I think it's used to being on the wing though when you're on the line.
It's always bang.
She goes, I never want them to get an offload, so that's why she flies in and goes ball first. And
but honestly,
it works.
She's
but
solid.
But I was like, if she hit them low, my ribs would be sore.
My uterus hurts.
She's so she's the only person I know that's good at tackling like that. But I was like,
she's kamikaze though.
Seriously, how isn't she knock herself out?
No, she never gets her head in the wrong position.
No, when
you've got an upper body that looks like that, I don't think you need to get your head in tight. Your head.
I think she's got
got
the fitness and the strength and durability in her neck.
True.
That she can do all things.
Unlike us. To say not tackle
you
that way.
I've got a bulging disc in my neck. If I rely on a line like that, I'm gone.
But even go.
The next would be the Sienna LOFIPO near try. She deserved that. That was effort by a freaking pinky nail. Oh, if you're gonna give Meeks the try in game 2, that's disrespectful not to give.
100.
Give a bird's eye view of that. I want to see the fingernail mark on the.
I think Gus said it was like 50-50, wasn't it?
Yeah, and didn't they say try?
Belinda caught it and then video.
Apparently the hand first, but it was at the same time.
How do you know? You can't see the glass blades. Whoa. No, but she was outstanding. Hats off to Sienna as well. She has obviously had to fill your boots. She has never played second row before. She's come onto Origin. She looks so fit this year.
She's
and
chiseled.
she has just gone after it. It's just effort. It's all effort on effort on effort. And she's someone that we spoke about really like actually has the dog in her.
Yeah, I'm super proud of obviously Sienna. Obviously that was a position that I played for a very long time, and so for me it's kind of like I look now and I'm super proud of her. I'm glad that I gave the jersey up. I'm glad that I let someone else step into that role, and I think I did it like I think it was the right call.
Yeah.
Because if you like for myself, it's like you don't want to give it up because of so many different reasons. So to be able to now watch and reflect on the series that she's had a phenomenal series. She's done a lot for the Queensland state, and she should be super proud of her efforts. So yeah, I'm super proud. It was probably one of my most proudest moments was to be able to watch her. And I think I said it to you, take the jersey and make it her own. And that's all you want for someone that's stepping into this arena. And that's obviously a young gun.
Yeah, no, 100%. And I think it's cool because, like, you guys are very different players. Like, she's fit. She's obviously mobile.
Are you saying I'm not fit?
No, yeah.
I was like, oh.
Whoa, cut it.
What?
Hit me where it hurts. No, I'm
but
joking,
do you know
I'm
what I mean?
joking.
You're a bigger
Very
body.
small
No.
very
Wait, very chiseled, very
Very
athletic.
all of the above.
Wait,
very non-shelf.
wait, very, what else? Tell me more. Far out. Shit.
I'm just saying, she's not what you
What
are.
was I doing in the jersey?
Squeezing.
8 minutes, Bronco.
Holy shit.
Oh,
Keep going. The listeners just keep going.
Yeah.
Hey,
Let it out. Let it
don't
out.
project your insecurities. We say there's a
No,
space
but
for
I
everyone.
was just keep going, and I was like,
going. There was like 1, then 2, then 5.
Okay, do you want me to lie to you? All right, you know, same body shape.
No, we're just doing that.
you know-
It was a laugh. It was a laugh.
I was going down memory lane with Taz and Origin. I was like, it's so sad. Like,
And then to unfit to this. To that.
I didn't say you're unfit. I said she is
No, we're
fit.
just having a laugh. No,
You know what I'm saying? She's not a battering ram like you are.
No.
it's all right if you're crying.
Not 120 kilos.
She doesn't wear Spanx.
With the holes
She
in
can
them.
wear the bikini.
She's not wearing the one piece.
Holy
She can go on the ice bath with another player.
Oh, that's
She can take her shirt off.
Oh, no.
okay.
I think it can
No,
cuss.
it's just-
No, sorry.
Oh,
Move on.
doesn't have CTE. What? Okay.
No, but the Spanx. And
Not
I
going
was
through
like, yeah, with
divorce.
holes in there.
She's not going through divorce.
Oh, no. Do you want to talk about it?
No, this is hilarious.
I need to take this jumper off in a second.
Fuck, I'm sweating through this.
Okay.
Anyway, back to it.
Anywho.
She's fit. She's
no,
fast.
No, but
She's strong.
she's really
All of what
has,
Tasman wasn't.
Wait, she makes up for what I couldn't do.
She has made the jersey her own.
Oh,
like
100%.
she had to because like you said, she's not you, and she really has just built her game on effort and has reaped the rewards for that through performance. So great work, Dal. Next one would be FREZ, the little firecracker. Obviously getting into it. I love a bit of argy barge.
No, so do I.
I
I
love
don't mind it.
Yeah.
Grub.
I think we're all psychos in this room, so it's all right.
Yeah.
First of all, we've got the little. I thought we were gonna have some little midget boxing start out. The FREZ
Midget
and
boxing
bass.
is diabolical.
Sorry, I
There's
was
history
like,
for
yes,
all things,
go.
and that would have been one on the football field.
I was excited. I was like, go. Oi.
You know what?
Who wins? Bass and
FREZ.
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 FREZ, 100%, she's a freaking pocket rocket. Why would we scared to fight her?
Did you hear it at halftime?
She drove forward to my one step.
Yeah, ba-ba-ba.
That's crazy. What'd you say at halftime? Or when they asked about it?
Yeah.
Yeah, bless Lana Ferguson.
She wants it.
Oh, sorry, not Alana Ferguson. What's the girl's name?
I can't think.
Oh, the one with the brown hair.
I can't think headache.
Anyway.
Not fit.
No, but you know what I liked? Obviously, Loz, so it's a push and shove. Loz gets in, like, gives her a bit of a push. But then, unless you watch you've seen the replay. I was watching it, and I just
Yeah,
Fox
I watched
play
it.
There was one, obviously, set on the line, and Sienna defends her, sort of puts her down and stands over her and gives her a bit of a word and a bit of a knee, and FREZ jumps up. Sienna's like, what are you doing? What are you going to do about it? Like, love that. go girl.
Yeah, that was the most awkward, but like...
Go girl. Like, what are you going to do?
No, I like it because obviously Sienna's only just come into that
100%.
Role.
Yeah.
She stepped into the jersey. She's obviously standing over a well-seasoned player. And for a young girl to do that, it takes balls and courage, and I think it just shows exactly where she wants to take her career. And like,
she's also on the other side of the field, so that was on the right side. So she'd obviously had to come and scramble.
Hard.
And that was, she's obviously watching all this stuff going from this edge. That's the first opportunity she's got over her edge to be like, nah, bolt.
Yeah, no.
I think she got the word. She needed to be a little bit more aggressive.
Yeah.
Go after Southwell. Go after her half.
Yeah.
And just lay the platform, and I think she did that really well.
100. Now, I'm going to say a non-origin moment. The Izzy Kelly no try. Would you like to touch on that one?
Crickets.
Like it's a hard one. It's so hard.
It's not in her nature to do this.
It's a hard one to comment on because at the same time that happens a lot in our game. Like you think. Yes. Oh. You think half the time they think they've grounded the ball and they haven't.
No, but that's a different kind of grounding.
Yeah, but she scores that usually.
Yeah,
you know
100%. I was like, it's just really not in her nature.
And naturally, she probably thought she put the ball down.
Yeah, she was like, you know when she's in on the bench, she's like...
But normally she like rolls over and then, like does a slide. Bang. But I wouldn't know. I don't really score tries, but...
I've never had that much time to score
I don't really score tries, but...
Either. I'm usually just biased.
You could tell she was really disappointed though. She's like, what the...
Saving grace, obviously, they take it back, whatever, Jess ends up scoring like 3 minutes later anyway, so it doesn't really change. If that was like the decider and that had happened...
I tell you what, if someone had her at any time try score, that would have been fuming.
She's getting DM'd.
Hard.
Fuming, so I'll be worried. For me... Can we just get a welfare check on her? Oh. Because there would have been someone slipping into her DM last night. Just going,
rowing my multi.
100%.
How dare you?
True, I didn't even think of that, eh? But I think it's because of Izzy, the way that she plays, that like she got let off. It's all right.
Yeah,
but if it was anyone else,
I don't think she would.
She would not.
Obviously,
because
she wouldn't.
Realistically,
be like,
you look at it, it could have been the difference.
Yeah. But she's also a humble player. She knows that she's done wrong.
I know, but it could have been the difference, and she's the skipper.
Yes.
It kind of wasn't anyways, because they literally, like, not even, 2 minutes later, they go out, Jess skips. Like, they get the ball back anyways, kind of thing. I don't think it would have changed. Because Jess scored
it just
straight
could
away.
have. But you know what I mean?
But yeah, those are the ones. Every
never
try
know.
of the week, like that is a try that you need to make.
And if they score that, it's like anyway.
Yeah, true.
Shoulda, coulda, woulda.
Then Skip to seal the deal. Oh, love her. Last play of the game is the one to get the intercept.
Oh yeah, I was really hoping
honestly for me that try that her and the doozy combination.
Bro, I was saying,
that was a middle finger to everyone. I was just like, F yous all. Like, see, that's exactly why we needed Skip in the team. And I think it's moments like that where Des probably doesn't do that.
we're talking about the tries. Yeah. Got ya.
Des probably doesn't.
I was talking about the intercept at the end.
Yeah, I did take out that.
Sorry.
We'll get to the tries.
Okay,
we'll get to the intercept at the end of the game, obviously, I was saying, lay on her. Like, even the tackle before, Skip and Doozy lay, they understand it, defend 1 with 12. Sweet, we got it. Ball's getting passed around. When I seen Skip take the intercept, I was like, I wanted to make me cry. I was like, go.
I really wish we scored off that. Who was supporting
I really wish she was faster so she could have just ran the whole thing herself.
Oh, gosh.
What about... No, Bass was kind of like 10 metres behind, so she kind of passed it backwards 100. To her.
Yeah, I love that moment.
But it was a moment where it was like scrappy play. Everyone was kind of everywhere, so like she didn't really have the support.
Skip just plucks it.
I think Skinny was on her inside actually.
Oh,
she didn't even kick it out. I love that moment.
Nah,
that was a cool moment to watch.
Yeah,
she just had a crack at it.
Yeah, 100.
On Skip, obviously we already spoke about it, but she come out and she said that she. At this present point in time, she wants to play, but made it clear that she wants to be picked because she deserves whatever jersey's getting handed to her, not because of the experience, not the experience, but because she's been there before. So if they need experience and they feel like they want that, she's ready to put her hand up, but she doesn't want it as a token. And I feel like that just sums her up.
Yeah, I think she obviously didn't have probably the series that she wanted to have, and critics would shouted that loud and proud. So I think she should be really proud of her performance in this game. I think they've really utilised her really well. I think they cut her minutes down, which was a good thing as well, and they injected her into the game at a key point in time, and they also let obviously her complement Doozy in our forward pack. So I think overall I was really proud of her performance in attack. I think it expands our ball game, and then I think for her to be able to set up Doozy in the dying minutes of our game and to seal the deal for Queensland to be able to, win the game, it speaks volumes of, her as a player, but also you can see the connection between her and Doozy, and that's years of playing together, and that's years of experience, and that's probably something that we really needed through the middle of the field, and they pulled it off.
Yeah.
And I'm super proud of her, especially coming, and you could tell coming back in and playing, having so much pressure on her from, everybody, how relieved she was to get that win. And I think you can tell that Queensland played for Ali.
Yeah.
100.
The jersey
And
prezzo photos don't my heart.
Yeah.
My heart.
I remember we were talking about like a couple episodes ago where we were like, I said I would love someone to step up for Al, and I think this game showed it.
Yeah.
Like
I think they all
everyone
did.
Everyone played for each other, but I think they knew what like Al was going through behind the scenes, because obviously you keep things internal in camp, and I just think they carried her out there, and that was really cool to see.
She just got to do a job. They
Yeah.
weren't looking at her for like, what are we doing now? Like
100%. It was a
or
time where
waiting for
everyone
her
else
to do
stepped
something.
up.
It was
Yeah.
like, no, we're going to take our roles and we're just going to do them, and Al will do whatever she does because I'm doing whatever I'm doing.
And she's someone that just like she naturally takes on the weight of the world for the team, and just being
That's what
a
leaders
leader,
do.
and she naturally just she naturally just absorbs it all. And I think it was so nice to see and so fitting to see her like relaxed in a game. And obviously it was a frantic game, but to just see her be able to play football and enjoy the game that she was playing, and then at the end of it, they won.
Reap
So
rewards, yeah. All right, let's go to our tries. Oh, I'm about to sneeze. Give me a sec.
Furthest headache.
Sorry.
I got another one. No. Oh, no. Okay. First
you.
try, Mackenzie Wheel. Go Queen. Pop off. That was a good reward to start the game. That was a
100%.
good little
You know
bit
what?
in the
All of
bonus
our
to start.
tries were first time.
Try
They've
scorers.
tried. Yeah.
Oh.
They've scored a
Tried.
try in Origin.
Yeah, that's really cool because they would all be paying $15 a try.
Get on it.
Yeah.
Bet
we
now.
could have made
I
so
like
can't-
Macca's
You're not a
try.
player.
I'm still under the NRL
Oh, true. Oh,
for
medical.
another year.
Yeah, okay. Oh, yeah, you know the ins
And
and
I would-
outs. You know the team
Wait.
list. Team list Tuesday. Tasman's team list.
No way.
Yeah, but Mackenzie Wheel, that was a good, and
I loved it.
Like you said before, Shannon, it just is what happens when you've got attack on both sides and genuine
Yeah.
threats and people that are on the ball. It just, frees it up. You see Keely just for that second.
They
just
went out.
Eyes
Yeah.
out, and then look too little too late, loses her inside shoulder, and Mackenzie just goes over for her
It was
first
flat.
try.
She was so flat too. Bang.
She was genuine. The runs
Yeah.
were genuine.
100%.
But every
There's no
carry,
such thing as
every
a-
carry in
She
this
held her
game,
own,
I
yeah.
felt like she was there to prove
Making
a
a
point.
mark.
And I think her scoring so early in the game instilled a lot of confidence
Yeah.
in her. And she's been playing really well this whole series. So I think she deserved that try.
Yeah, she's gotten better and better. Very well deserved. The Surges try, bless, on Jazzy. She just gets put in the seat.
Yes.
Or that's
Better on the outside.
Typical jerseys.
Yeah,
No,
well,
Surges.
that try there alone, I think if you watch the footage back, spacing between Robbo and Jazz were a bit. Was it Robbo and Jazz?
Do you mean Taryn?
No, Robbo and Jazz. And
Robbo
Taryn.
Jazz.
Oh,
So,
yeah, Robbo and
Our
Jazz.
spacing between Robbo and Jazz was how you going. Is that because Jazzy's too tight to Taryn?
What do you mean was how you going?
Because
There's about a 20-meter gap between Robbo and Jazz is sitting on top of Taryn.
Yeah, because Robbo has to,
about 20 metre.
Robbo was holding, but if Jazzy goes in, then
Every
Robbo
time
has to come in.
every
Yeah.
time the short side, Jazzy Peters
It's too tight
is
to
way too tight to her half.
Yeah.
which
Or
gives
to
an automatic
whoever-
overlap.
Yeah, which gives the overlap straight away, and you can't give someone like Surges any like space like that.
Yeah.
with the likes of CHAPPO on the outside of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's just defensively.
Robbo's got to stay.
And then if you do fix the numbers, she was too late anyway to just better on the outside.
Yeah,
and
I
that's
mean,
not to say like,
it was marginally. It was like she started probably, she gave her 30 centimetres on the outside, but like,
which is a lot for her.
well, it's a lot when you sit in the chair and then Jess like skips. Like,
Jess is a very powerful player, and any space is
she's
good
so fast
space.
off the mark.
Any space is good space for her. So
Yeah.
if you give her an inch, she's going to take a mile, and she definitely did that in this game.
Yeah, she does it for fun, really.
And you could tell in this game that she identified that Jazzy was really tight, and she was trying to skip to the outside.
She did well though, Jazzy. After that, like, did give her meters at some stages, but still wrapped it.
Which is what I mean. Like
after that try,
Jess identified it and then was trying to skip on the out, but her and Robbo obviously had fixed that, and we were using the sideline as a defender. So
for
they
sure.
corrected it in the end, but props to her for scoring.
Yeah. Next one would be the Harbour Bridge pass from Jessie Southwell again.
That was a moment.
Jessie just doing Jessie things, just sums it up. Now, I feel like this again was pretty fixable from Queensland because that was off the Romy Teitzel drop. So it was actually a really slow play the ball. You can actually see when you watch it back, Doozy, so Teaghan was tucked in behind the ruck doing nothing. Doozy was also under the post. Skinny was also right next to the post. And so you have about 4 underneath the post.
So were we ball watching?
Hey, Teaghan was ball watching. And Doozy looks up. She goes, go, go, go. Teaghan was sort of like, ends up flipping late, but then obviously pushes Skinny out to half B rather than half A. Teaghan's stuck inside Skinny. Teaghan can't go after Jessie. So Skinny's on Jessie and Skinny just gets caught in the two minds of like, do I go get Jessie or do I get behind? And then just doesn't, and that makes the 4-on-3. So if Teaghan just, again,
so
that's the numbers. It was an easy fix.
But
it's the numbers that we talk about,
and
how girls just aren't aware of it. Teaghan doesn't see Loz there and go, shit, there's someone missing here. I'm going to go fill. She waits, maybe tries to, catch a breath, and Jessie Southwell just sums it up and does exactly what she's been doing all series, does her job and does it well.
Bro, did it beautiful.
I think we speak of attitude, defence being an attitude thing, and I think Jessie has really nailed down like where we sit as Queenslanders in defence and our attitude around that, and she's really attacked that, and I think that's where most of her tries have come off the back of, if not created, the pressures she's created against us has definitely come off the back of our attitude in defence, and she knows where to create it and when to, and so yes, that try there for me was like a moment for New South Wales to sit back and just be like, this kid's a freak.
Yeah, it's just Jessie. You give her a moment now, she's taking it.
Oh, well, you give her space and she's taking it. And I think she pulled the trigger on that one.
Yeah.
Because not very many.
That's first.
Not very many.
That's first tackle.
Not halves very many.
Will do that.
Not very many halves will throw that ball. Or very many players will throw that pill.
And there was a bit of a blitz
that was on the money. That was on the money.
Yeah.
FREZ was just like jogging. Like, what?
She just plucked it out of thin air and scored the try.
Couldn't believe her eyes.
I'd love to be a winger that did that.
Right. Hats off again, Jessie Southwell. I think definitely our player of the series.
100%.
Well deserved, but also I think just for us that's our gal. Kelleher try. I'm glad she got a try because she's obviously come on. She doesn't necessarily play. Well, she does at Roosters, but her dominant position is a half. So for her to be able to come on and just go ski, obviously on now.
I think we've seen that halves can play hooker, and their vision around hooker is really good.
It changed. Yeah, it's just their defender. She's obviously a strong defender.
A big body too.
Yeah.
And I actually really liked her try. I think it was simple. And she took the space.
Nightmare.
Yeah. And she took the space.
Yeah.
And
Doozy knew straight away.
Oh, 100%.
You see Doozy point, it was nothing. Doozy point just doesn't move. We've all been there.
Yeah.
And then it's like you think, it's like whatever it was.
Well, you think
someone's there. Like you think you're there sometimes, and I like in Doozy's defense, like in games like that, you genuinely think when you haven't moved,
your brain is there, but your body is here.
And obviously we see Doozy's response off the back of it, but at the same time,
100.
I think like Kelleher
That's
took
all
the space.
they remember.
She took the space and she ran at a tied marker.
Yeah.
And she scored a try.
Yeah, too fast.
Yeah,
too fast. Way too fast. That one.
Way too fast.
Yeah, very true. Romy's try. Something that
that's Romy. That's an out and out Romy try.
Yeah, push through. support.
But why are we not doing that more for her?
I think something, and you see it
True.
in patches, when Taz is at the line, getting at the line, like there was a fair bit in that game. She was definitely getting in at first, like receiver, but everything was played really deep, like before the line. Like it was like double X's into a pass or like double whatever. And I think if they can push up more, and it's not just on Taz because she can't be running it alone, and she's a lot faster than the rest. But like if the rest are back here, she can only do so much. If they actually push up more, Queensland look the best when they're flat and fast. They've got Taz attacking the line, but for Taz to attack it, everyone has to get up further with her.
Yeah.
And you see her there; she goes right into the line. She obviously puts in the kick, but if you actually look at where New South Wales defense is at that stage, she's got options off the back of that. Like that's how they need to play. They can't be playing with Taz as a ball player back. They need to dig in, but for that you need genuine lines and genuine push. Again, that could be an experience thing. You're normally there. You're normally there pushing through. Not to say the girls didn't do a good job of it, but I feel like that's what they really need to work on.
Well,
yeah.
Well, I think like obviously
because they look so good when they're doing it, and it's just so threatening.
Yeah, well, playing off the back of Taz, I think you get reps and reps. I've had reps and reps with her, and obviously for me, I understand that
100. Yeah.
Everyone always talks about depth and being deeper, and we need to run onto this, and we need to. Well, with Taryn, I always knew that I was never going to be as fast as Taz.
Start in front of her.
So I'll start flat already. Yeah. By the time I take off or whatever, she's already taken the space, and she's hitting me flat.
Yeah.
And so just to be able to understand that combination, obviously Rom's a different player, Sienna's a different player. But I also think that you're right in what you say. Like if they're hitting her flat if they're flat off Taryn, they're a lot more effective. And I think we've seen that at the back end of the half when Rom nearly goes over for a second try. Taryn hits her short, and which was more effective, which was way more effective. It puts Jessie Southwell in two minds. Is it Jessie Southwell? Yeah. Southwell was on that edge. It put Southwell in two minds, and I don't think we did that enough this series, and we didn't expose that. No. Not to say that anything against Jessie, but I just think in years before we exposed that defensive side of Jessie, and we never got to that this series, which I would have liked to have seen.
Well, as soon as Taz gets to Jessie, it means there's an open
She's an instant threat with her speed.
Yeah, it's something that I think Queensland will just continue to work on. Obviously, like when you look at how Taz plays at Roosters, like that's how you want to be getting her to play. You don't want them to play like the Roosters, but like that's the positions on the field that you need to continuously work to set up. And it's, again, not up to her to set it up. You need people around her to work.
She can't do it on her own.
Exactly.
Right? She creates the space, but if she has no one pushing with her, she can't do that.
Yeah.
And I think she's proved herself in years before this that there's a lot that she can do, but it's obviously the likes of everyone else that makes her work look pretty. So
for sure. The next would be, and last is the skip and do's try. That's just stock standard, really.
I think they come like that's a combination of coming down to experience and also understanding your players. And I think we've used doozy at the wrong times in a lot of this series. And we not to say that we don't understand her as a player, but I just think that we've lacked.
She was obviously doubted.
We've lacked opportunity.
That's the truth.
We've lacked the opportunity to use do's, and we've kind of used her as a battering ram, which she can be, and we've seen that, but we've never given her the opportunity at the line, and we've never used her and utilised her in the right ways. And I think when you do what her and Ali did at a crucial point in time, you can kind of sit there and be like, we probably didn't use this enough.
I feel like this is the first game in a long time for Doozy that the coaching staff and the game plan has backed her. They've talked about her fitness, they've talked about this, whatever it is, for how long. They've given her bits here and there, but just to sort of fill a role where this is the first opportunity that she's got, and she's shown that she should have been there from game one last year, that she should have been there from game one this year.
Yeah, well, I don't even think it would have been anyone backing her. I think she took it front on.
Well, when you're given the starting jersey, I think that's a clear indication.
Well, I think they needed to do that a long time ago, like you just said. But I think even if they didn't give her that permission, she was going to come out and try and do something. Yeah. She's wanted to start, obviously, for years. And obviously we've had so many different players.
She'll always make a role her own. But, like, I personally think that giving her the starting jersey.
Just
she
gifted
doesn't
her an
need
opportunity.
anyone else. Yeah,
Gifted
she
her an
doesn't need anyone
opportunity.
else.
Well, it's like hard to see, hey, when you're like prepping coming into an Origin series, then during an Origin series, you know what I mean?
I've got to
Like
give it
throughout
to
the
her.
years,
Like she
yeah.
came in with injuries. She's come in like she probably shouldn't have played the last game because of injury. She's had a lot of niggles coming into Origin. So I got to give it to her. Like I feel like she's backed her own. She's definitely been one of our strongest middles, if not the most consistent middle.
Yeah.
And no, I'm super proud to see where how she's finished this series, but most importantly, see her thriving as a player, because obviously everyone can sit back and say she's not fit enough. The game's going away from her, but I feel like she's in a prime position now to be one of our best, one of the game's best forwards.
Yeah. No, I think she's in for a big season at Broncos, so I'm excited to watch
If she's
her.
playing like that in Origin, can't wait to see what she does in a Broncos jersey.
100. And I think that's good for Bronx to be able to.
Well, her confidence. I think it's good for her confidence. I think we've been waiting for her to do
Don't
play
bench
like
her,
this.
Princey. Jesus Christ, don't do that again.
No need to.
Anyway, I'll spew if they do.
Jesus.
need to.
Okay, so that's
No
obviously.
comment. We can't speak.
I'm still signed to the Broncos. Crazy.
Comment. Anyway.
So moving on to next year, I guess. Like we've still got a whole NRLW year to watch, but I'm guessing Strangey's going to have the job again. Obviously Norris will too if she's going for it. Is she on a contract?
She's on a contract, I'm pretty sure.
Contract year to year.
Nah, I think she's got
she's
one
on a
more.
five-year deal, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, okay, right. Got ya.
I think. I don't know. Don't correct me on that.
Yeah, no, that's fine. So probably going to see, I mean, Norris has won a game through a transitional period. I can't see them getting rid of her. Strangey's won the series, so he's obviously going again.
I mean,
With
she's
those
lost
two-
one. She's lost two series.
One
Obviously,
series.
one
Two.
series out of the two, and she's lost 2 games out of how many?
Yeah, no, 100%. That's what I mean. She's staying. So the squads, I mean, they can change a little bit, but to look at where we'll start with New South Wales, series winning team, to look at where they are, and we've already spoke about the depth, but to look at where they are now, know who is next up under them is pretty. It's a pretty big job for Queensland management, development pathways to match up against that, because realistically, like, what needs to change in that last game? It's a mental thing for New South Wales. Like, I do believe that they had their worst game. It's not that they were outplayed; it was they were outscrapped. Like, Queensland brought them down to where they needed to, and they beat them at the Queensland game, and that's exactly what Queensland need to do. They work together as a team. But we've seen what New South Wales can do hitting their potential. I don't think the team changes too much to next year. Is there anyone that you'd like to see in there that you think
In New South Wales?
will have a breakout year this year, like at NRLW? Obviously, we said Eva McEwen. I think in that game, if there's someone like Eva McEwen there, like she goes after it and takes it. It's like, that's not, I don't know who she comes out for, but that's just someone that I'm like, I would love to see in Origin.
I just think Stranger will do the same process and get everyone to come, and it's up to them if they want to make the team. I don't know if it'll be the same team next year, but I'm pretty sure everyone will be pushing for it. I do know there's like Teagan Berry, Grace Kemp that missed out this year.
You think they could
Kira
be close
Deb.
to it?
Yeah, well, Grace was in there last year and she missed out this year. I don't know, Mills could come back, Caitlin Johnston could come back.
True, they've still got Millie and Caitlin to come
So
back
there's
after
got like,
pregnancy.
there's like depths of
And they're
but
both signed this year and next year, obviously. So
Yeah.
actually, Millie's not. This is Millie's last year, is it? No, next year's their last year, and then Caitlin's just signed.
but I
a new
reckon
deal,
Mills will
so-
keep playing if she wants to. Like,
Oh, she's an athlete.
yeah,
You
she's
can't-
natural.
She's probably still fitter than...
they're definitely fitter than me right now. So.
Oh,
She
I'm not
will
even
pop
talking
a
about-
baby
I'm-
out
wait, I'm not
and
talking about me.
be
I'm talking
fit.
about the athletes that are playing right now.
That's
She's
someone who
probably
you
fitter than
can
them
like
still.
say that's pregnant and you can compare them to Sammy Bremner. Like, that's the one person. I remember
Yeah.
Bucko was saying like, oh, Sammy Bremner was pregnant. I was like, I am not nowhere near have ever been
See
her
this?
weight.
No
or
one's
coming
going to
back.
come back the way Sammy Bremner came
100%.
back.
Oh
Sammy
my
Bremner's
gosh.
a
I was like,
freak.
do not. Yeah. Sorry.
She
I've
ran
never
like
been
a
fit like
21
that
on
even
the
without a
30,
baby.
Well, you know who else he's coming back off
A week
off
after having baby.
injury that's previously been there is Corbs is another one.
Yeah,
as
Corbs. There's so many players.
Yeah. Who
But
knows
I think
who's
they'll have
gonna
a
get the
yeah.
real question is who's getting pregnant? This is before the next series.
Yeah, true.
Who's getting hit with a pregnancy
Look,
stick?
if someone gets pregnant in their New South Wales team, they've got someone else there to do the job.
100%,
Can all
yeah.
of New South Wales get pregnant?
Yeah. Anyone could get pregnant at this point.
That is a good topic, actually.
Who's getting?
Yeah.
There
I
should
don't
be a
know, but
sports,
maybe
sports
Izzy
bet
should
on
go
that.
have a baby.
Who gets pregnant?
Izzy,
Yeah.
Can we
Jess-
Izzy,
Wait,
Kernick?
can Izzy, Jess, and Kernick just go have kids, please?
Bless. And I guess moving to Queensland, like they've won game 3, which is a huge confidence booster.
Relief.
That it's not all doom and gloom.
Mm.
When you're wearing that jersey, things happen. You just got to believe in yourself and work together. We've seen, obviously, they've went back to Bassie, but we assume that Rory will come back in next year with a bit of experience under her belt. Second year of NRLW, full season of NRLW, you would imagine. Is there anyone, I guess, up and coming that you would think... It's outside backs. The outside backs, there needs to be some pressure, some support, some depth, something for Queensland to be able to have options should there need to be options, because like you guys said this year, there hasn't been anyone there ready to step up. We said the same for Skip, but obviously LOZZY stepped into that role, which frees up a bit of hooker space as well, like the hooker depth. Obviously Jade is there, but...
What's her name?
As a hooker, Shalom,
Yeah.
Regan Hicks.
Yeah, I feel
We
like Shalom
spoke
will
about
come in.
them. I think Shalom's she's...
Shalom will come in.
I reckon Shalom will make her debut next year.
Yeah. I thought it was going to be this year for some reason.
No,
but
definitely going to be a player that I'm really excited to see come onto
yeah, man.
the scene and see what she can do. I think, everyone's only heard good things about her, and everyone's seen her in the Union Arena, and it's going to be really nice to see her obviously make her debut here in the rugby league sector of things. But I think, she'd definitely be someone that will make her debut.
I think she would be the ultimate. If you're looking at the 3 there, like obviously Jess,
but she can play hooker 13.
Jess, Kenzie, Jess, Kenz, and Kenzie's crazy. We're friends now. And Doozy obviously owned it. Pending how they go this year, you'd imagine they'd be back. But I feel like Shalom would be the perfect impact. I don't feel like Queensland have had impact off the bench necessarily. They've come on. I mean, when Mackenzie was there game 1, I thought she brought impact off the bench. But
I think our bench was the impactful part of that game.
Yeah,
that
for game 1. Yeah,
I think we lacked the injection of it. Like our starting players didn't complement our benchies.
So you're saying that Hollyman, Tavana...
No, they were like they didn't complement each other at all.
Hollyman and Tavana didn't complement...
I mean, it took to game 3 to find...
Well, they changed it.
Yeah. No, that's what I mean, like from game 3.
Yeah, but it took those games,
the benches come on to the starting, that's why.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
It was they didn't complement each other in the first game.
Yeah. No, but I'm saying now that those 3 looked good.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I think there needs to be more impact off the bench. I thought that the bench did good, but I think bringing like a Shalom on, just like a bulldog, like terrier that's going after it, tackles, runs hard. Like you want someone hard to handle in there, and I think that's a good call to think that she could very well.
I feel like I'm
Debut
excited
next
to see NRLW this year and see what our depth would look like after NRLW, and then it'd be the same process because everyone's always different after NRLW. Huh?
Under 19's origin is soon. So you'll see that as well.
Yeah.
To be able to see.
So there's a drawing board that can happen after the series. Well, now to go and look
the
out.
Likes of Destiny Sinapati.
Yeah.
You'll see the likes of her come in next year. Obviously, she's injured at the moment, so you'll see the likes of her.
I'm backing my sister after this year. Not gonna lie.
Well, yeah, I've already spoken to you about that.
Sienna Lang. I think she is. Yeah. She would not be able to play. She wouldn't have been able to play this year, to be honest. But again, she needs to be playing. But she'll get the Bears this year. Get a full BMD season under her belt. Get to play centre. I
don't think it's her playing ability or anything like that. I think she just needs to
be seen.
Yeah. Get a crack. Move away if she has to. Like just take the opportunity to go to any club and get game time. And because that's
100.
exactly what she needs. And a lot of those players have already done that. The younger players have already done that. If not been picked, it would be ideal if she got picked up by a local club. But if not, I think she just needs to get into the arena of an NRLW club regardless of what club it is, and get minutes under her belt, because that's what will change it for her.
Yeah. Is there anyone other than Destiny Minnow at Titans? Who's young Queenslanders there?
I mean, we signed a new one, Dakota. She's like a second rower. I think she's going to be playing second row, but I'm excited to see how she goes for the NRLW season. She's young. She's up and coming. She's really strong. Watch out for her this season. I think, I don't know, she's proved a lot of people in Titans wrong with the training and the ability. I think talking to one of the girls, Jasmine put her on her back, and then after that it never happened again. Like, I just love the attitude that she brings, but as a young one coming through, she's already like ready mentally to play. Yeah, she's really competitive.
You're obviously got Lom and Regan. Any other?
I think not to say that we don't have any backs, but obviously majority of our backs.
Zealand.
Well, majority of our backs are either playing in Origin or they're not, or they're Kiwis. So it's kind of, but yeah, for me it would be I think Hicksy, and you would have seen that in the trial. Like, she's had a real strong player through the middle. She's aggressive. She's super quiet, but she's really aggressive. So should be the next generation of forwards coming through. And then obviously Lomi. I think Lomi's just a different person. Yeah, different breed. She's just a kid that probably doesn't even need time and experience. You just need to throw her into the deep end.
Looks like she just loves it from the get-go.
Well, she's a like for like Des. Des came up bursting onto the scenes with just someone that was ready for all of it, and it's very rare that you get players like that. Yeah. And so when you do, I think we need to utilise that really well, because they're players that are going to be around for a long time.
Yeah. I feel like her work rate as well is just like...
Obviously, we could see her through the NRLW system to see if the fitness and all of that is she's able to carry that load. But all in all, she'll make her debut soon, and I reckon she'll be a big talking point for Queensland.
Fair. Well, that's us, guys. That's us for our little intro for Moment, Blood and Bone, our 6-part series. Obviously rolling into NRLW. Well, I mean, both of you aren't really there. You're sort of there. Pre-season. Who are your tips for NRLW?
I don't know. I didn't see the first round.
My tips for NRLW would be Brisbane Broncos.
Why are you looking at Titans for? Nah, backing it.
I think with the changes that I've made, and obviously I've stepped away, and look what happened when I stepped away, and Sienna took over. So I think I think it was the right decision. No, but all in all, I think with the injection of like the rugby union players into the NRLW, I think it's going to be really exciting to watch the NRLW this year. And
I'm so excited to watch
super
Michaela
excited.
Blythe.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say.
Excited to watch Michaela Blythe.
I'm kind of like...
Do you know what I find really hard
though
with the Sevens players that come across? Like, all I found is that a lot of them get like they're really good. Don't get me wrong, and they're freaks, but they always get cramp.
Because they're not used to playing long minutes.
That was like Varney, actually.
Like,
she
always
got cramps too.
How do we get the cramps out?
Yeah, because once the cramps are out, like even Stace was like, she got cramps, but she's just a freak.
Well, you go playing from 14, or not even 14 minutes, like probably 7 minutes max in a game to a 70-minute game. A 70-minute game.
But they're freaks.
But Varney still gets cramps too.
Yeah.
And she got the surgery to get her.
Both calves.
So
I've never heard of
Broncos.
that.
Yeah, 100%.
You're back in Titans.
Yeah, but I am going to be a little fangirl of Warriors, though, if I'm going to be honest.
Yeah.
I'm not. Up the waz, but.
Up the waz.
But I'm not going to be a fangirl.
No, I'm a fangirl. I love seeing
I'm going to be a fangirl of players.
True. Fair.
You agree with that?
Yeah, I am.
Oh, fangirl players, but I won't fangirl.
I think Cowboys.
Same.
I think Cowboys are going to go a lot better this year.
No, you just said the whole Warriors team. I'm going to be a fangirl of the Warriors.
Let's go top four.
I'm happy that Warriors are coming in.
Top four, since you're so biased. Top four. Who ends up in the final series this year? Actually, it's a 5-way final.
It's a 6.
6.
Yeah, it's a 6.
6. Who makes the finals?
And 4 teams. Finals.
Who misses out?
Quarters, semis, finals.
Yeah, no, not quarters, but like the pre.
I'm pretty sure it's 6.
It's a 3-round final series. It's not 2.
Okay,
top
4
So who misses out? No,
the whole squad. Everyone's playing.
No, it's 10 now.
I know.
Who misses out?
Dragons.
Santa Crossy.
Dragons.
Yeah, Dragons. Bulldogs.
I would say, well, Sharks lost a lot of their players to Bulldogs.
Yeah, but they also gained good players.
I haven't even seen it. Yeah, okay.
Sharks still look good.
So I reckon, and off the back of their season, I just think that they're going in the right direction.
Yeah.
I reckon who misses out? Titans.
Hater. You guys are haters.
I'm not a hater.
I just speak the truth. Can I get my 4 out?
Nah.
Yeah, go.
Titans, Eels,
Yeah, Eels.
Dragons,
Also blue and yellow.
Broncos.
Dragons,
Broncos.
and say your own when you get to you. And the Was.
Yeah.
I was thinking of them, but I didn't want to say
No,
it. The Was.
saying that's rude.
But I just think like this is my
Number
genuine
35.
This is
opinion.
the first time.
No, I just no,
It's
not
really
that.
hard- no,
it's not
but-
even that. It's the fact that they've gone and signed, like they've got a lot of
Yes, I do
young
agree.
talent, which I agree with. Then they've got a heap of experience in union and sevens, but they haven't gone and got a genuine rugby league player.
I hope they prove us wrong, but yeah.
They can bring the money. I don't know, do something really cool.
I don't know, we didn't, but I tell you what, I still love playing
still
for the
memorable.
club. I
Still
still
memories.
love playing for the club.
Still my favourite. Yeah, sweet. So who's your 4?
Broncos.
Okay, now you're just being spiteful.
No, I'm saying.
You think Broncos? you think Broncos aren't going to make it with?
Isn't there
Tamika?
12 teams? So the 6 is
10.
getting eliminated.
There's
There's
10.
12.
Name the teams.
Okay, there's Broncos, Titans,
Cowboys.
Eels, Dragons,
Warriors, Raiders,
Warriors,
Roosters,
Raiders, Roosters,
Eels, Sharks,
Sharks,
Tigers. Oh yeah,
Tigers.
Yeah, well, I
Tigers,
said my
Tigers.
4.
Okay,
I
I'm
said
saying
my
mine. Here we
4.
go.
Oh, yeah,
Tigers
Tigers.
aren't making it.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, Tigers. I'll put the Wise
Tigers,
back
Broncos,
in. Tigers.
Eels. Tigers,
I'm
Broncos,
going to
Eels.
backflip.
Raiders.
I think Eels actually go all right this year.
No, I don't know. I feel like no, Broncos. I'll take Broncos out of it.
Tigers, Eels,
In your
Titans,
head.
and
In your head.
and that's all right.